once. Thank you. All right, the Pledge of Allegiance. If y'all would stand with us, please.
Let me over here, Tom.
Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If you'll have a seat, please, for me. We are going to have our friends here from Coopertown Middle to turn around to the crowd, and we're going to let them introduce themselves and their grade levels. They are representing the Junior Beta Club, and it is a club that recognizes students for achievement, leadership, and community service.
Imi Hamadi, 8th grade.
Elsa Yondike, 8th grade.
Guadalupe Martinez, 8th grade. Addison Moses, 7th grade.
Vanessa Perez, 8th grade.
Emma Ibsen, 8th grade.
Hattie Bryant, 7th grade.
Anna Triplett, 8th grade.
Ethan O'Neill, 7th grade.
Sutton Hudgens, 7th grade.
If you all help me give a big round of applause for the students.
Thank you all. Dr. Weeks, would you like to read our mission and vision statement?
Sure.
Mission and vision statement, please.
Our mission is to ensure that each student is prepared to succeed in life, and our vision is that Robertson County Schools will enable all students to reach and exceed high academic and career standards while empowering them to succeed in a culturally advanced and a technologically diverse society.
Thank you, sir. We don't have any items for public comment this evening. Board members, you have been provided a copy of the consent agenda for your review prior to the meeting. I will open it up this time for any questions or comments by the board.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Mr. Jeff White.
Second.
Mr.
Second.
White, could I interrupt and add an item 7E that was omitted from your agendas, please? We need
Yes, sir.
to complete the LEA compliance report. This is a report that the state requires to be done each November, and that was my mistake for leaving that off of your agenda. Item 7E, LEA compliance report, please.
Thank you, sir. All right, and on the consent agenda, we have a motion to approve by Mr. Jeff White, a second by Mr. Scott Rice. All those in favor, make it known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes 6-0. Time for some recognitions, Dr. Weeks.
Board members, this evening we are proud and honored to recognize our teachers who had highest proficiency rates in their classrooms last year. And Mr. White, I'm going to ask if you would join us up front, and we'll allow you to present certificates, please. We'll let you do half, and then we'll ask Mr. Jeff White to do the other half for us, please. But these individuals, their classrooms had the highest averages on either TCAP or end of course tests. If you'll remember, we have recognized teachers for growth scores, their TVAS scores. Tonight we're going to be recognizing this group that have the highest scores in their respective grades and subject. Ms. Dickerson has their names. I think we also have a banner, Ms. Dickerson, is that correct, to hang in their classrooms that will reflect their achievements.
We have banners and we have decals for those that earned the banner last year. So it is my pleasure to recognize these teachers, and they know their stuff. They know their content, and they have made sure their kids know it. So we are grateful for their dedication, for the work that they do every day, and for ensuring that kids leave them knowing the state standards. So when I call your name, if you would come up front, a board member will present you with a certificate, and then we will get you either the decal or the banner. We're going to make lots of pictures. So Mr. Beasley is going to make our individual picture here, and then we'll move to the next room for a group picture. So first, I'd like to recognize for 3rd grade ELA, Miss Dawn Amaya. Miss Amaya, if you'll just stay up here. Sorry about that. You just come right here. For math in third grade, Miss Tanya Batson. For science, third grade, Miss Erica Newman. For fourth grade, ELA, Miss Nicole Brown, and Miss Brown could not be with us tonight, but we still want to recognize her. Fourth grade math, Miss Melissa Bishop. I'd like to also recognize Miss Bishop for having the highest achievement for fourth grade science as well. So. For fifth grade ELA, Miss Diane Armstrong. Fifth grade math, Miss Julie Nieblock. Okay. Sixth grade ELA, Miss Christina Erbach. For sixth grade math, Miss Ashley Schnetzler. I'd like to also recognize Miss Ashley Schnetzler for sixth grade science. Sixth grade social studies, Miss Jessica Worsham. Seventh grade ELA, I'm sorry, let me skip that one. She's no longer with us. Seventh grade math, Miss Mary Miller. Seventh grade science, Mr. Victor White. Eighth grade ELA, Miss Penny Gertsch. Eighth grade math, Miss Deborah Smith. Science, eighth grade, Mr. Dennis Ellison. We certainly want to recognize him. And we'll also recognize Miss Penny Gersh for eighth grade social studies. English 1, Mr. Ryan Jameson.
Mr. White.
Where do you want me to start this one?
We'll just put them in front. That'll be great. We'll stair step and window pane up front. Please, sir.
Okay. English 2, Miss Denise Richards. Algebra 1, Miss Ashley Schnetzler. Algebra 1, Miss Kristen Taralba. Algebra 2, Miss Sierra Burden. For biology, Dr. Angela Ruggieri. And for U.S. history, Mr. Eric Hagan.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, could we give this group another round of applause, please? If you will head over to the PD room, we'd like to have a group picture, please. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations again to you all. Dr. Weeks, would you like to review the personnel reports with us?
Be glad to. Board members, item 5A, page 42 and 43, 44 in your packets are our personnel reports. Page 42 has our certified personnel reports. You will see a retirement, Ms. Jennifer Howell, who is an IA engineering teacher. And we've had one resignation, a transfer, several leaves of absence, and several new hires for positions under certified. Classified employees, you'll see starts on page 43. Again, you'll see some leaves of absence, retirements, resignations, job abandonment, transfers, and new hires.
Thank you, sir. Moving on to the expense comparison report.
Board members, item 6A in your packets, page 45 is our expense comparison report. You'll see our revenues to date are $24.4 million. Our expenditures to date are $36.7 million. Again, that's pretty typical for the start of a school year when we have several contracts and large expenditures that are paid up front. You'll see that that's quite a bit out of balance where we are at this point of the year, but we believe and are confident that that will adjust out as we move through the year. Our property tax has come in. We had a few folks pay property tax at this point in time, $67,000, 0.3% of our budget, the number on that. But it would draw your attention to sales tax, $3.6 million. That's a couple $100,000 higher than the same period last year. Proud to see that number coming up. We'd expressed some concern and been watching that number late through the year. But again, glad to see that back kind of where we've projected. You'll see the expenditures that we track very often and keep track of. Electricity, 31% of our budget already. Diesel fuel, 19% of our budget. Gasoline, 16% of our budget. Salaries at 18% of our budget. And insurance at 24% of our budget. Detailed reports for those items that are summarized for you are contained in your consent agenda, your packet there with financial reports.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is 7A, school attendance report.
Members, if you would pull page 46 from your packets, that had a couple of errors in there, and I'd like to give you a corrected report. So this will become item 7A for you. It will replace item 7A, page 46 in your book. You had asked that we would start preparing for you an attendance report each month, and this is our first attendance report for the month of October. You'll see that our schools, we have every school listed, including our virtual school, Phoenix Academy and our special schools there. So you will see attendance reports, and attendance in the month of October, I believe, ranged from high. We had a couple of schools at 96%. We'd like to recognize White House Heritage Elementary School, Cheatham Park Elementary School, and so another 96 in there somewhere. Innovation Academy, all at 96% were our schools with the highest percentages. You see that range goes from 96% down to approximately 80%, somewhere in that range.
98.5, correct?
98.5, did I overlook that? Heritage High School, that is correct.
Great.
So Heritage High did have the highest one, which is unusual for our high schools. We will be adding to this report at your request. I think you had requested the number of truant students, or the students who are truant or chronically absent. So we will be adding to that report as we continue to move forward with the attendance report. So if you'll look for that as a standing report, we'll try to leave it at 7A in your packet, so that way you can be looking at that. I do apologize for any errors that were in your packet, and you can just disregard that page, please.
Thank you. Item 7B, we've got some proposed dates for board meetings for 2026.
Board members, I shared this document with you, I think, last month, and give you a month to look over that. I think these are our typical meeting dates. We always meet the second Monday of the month at 6:30 here in this location, unless we have otherwise. You'll see some planning sessions planned and the topic for those special sessions. We have not yet scheduled a legislative dinner. Chairman White and I discussed the opportunity to have a legislative luncheon or a legislative dinner. We've reached out to our senators and our representative offices and asked them, given them some dates. So we'll put those on your calendar as soon as those are announced. Also, if you look down to September, the fall district meeting from TSBA has not yet been scheduled. And once they do that, we will place that item on the calendar. But with your approval, we will announce these and advertise those appropriately, put them on our website, and announce those throughout other areas of our regular board meeting dates and special sessions.
Any discussion regarding the proposed calendar for next year? Do we have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Ayers. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Scott Rice. All those in favor make it known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0, not 6. My apologies on the consent agenda. Next item, graduation dates for spring of next year and winter.
Board members, item 7C on page 48 are our recommended dates for our winter commencements and spring commencements. You will notice a change in winter commencement this year. We have certainly tightened up some expectations on early graduation as well, and we just quite honestly don't have enough students at all of our schools who are going to meet graduation requirements and meet expectations that we believe would justify having 7 separate ceremonies. And so we are recommending this year that we have one ceremony at Springfield High School, 6 p.m. on January 22nd. We will personalize that enough so that they are certainly recognized with their school colors, their diploma covers, and things like that that they would typically expect from their own school. But we've made it clear that for this year we are going to be at one ceremony, so with your approval we'll do that. The spring commencement dates, as you will see, pretty typical for what we have done the last several years, starting on May 13th. For our special schools, our alternative program, adult high school, and virtual program. Springfield High on May 14th, East on May 15th, Joe Burns on May 16th, White House Heritage also on May 16th, that's the Saturday, Greenboro High School on May 18th, and IA on May 19th. You'll see several of those have scheduled outdoor commencement exercises, but we'll be flexible with the weather as well.
Do we have any discussion on the proposed commencement dates for this school year? Do we have a motion to approve as presented?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Scott Rice, second by Mr. Jeff White. All those in favor make it known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. All right. Item 7D, PECA Special Questions Committee.
Board members, as you'll recall at our last meeting, RCEA informed us that they would like to, they presented the signatures that we need to participate in collaborative conferencing, and so as a part of that act, we are required to have a special questioning committee. I do have a document that I'd be glad to share with you just in case. It's been a while since we've had the committee, so this is a 2-page document coming to you. Explains the process of PECA, how we go through the questioning, and what that process looks like for the board as well as for our staff. And you can read that at your leisure. That'll be a good reference document for you to have. But part of our requirements are to set up a special questioning committee, which will poll our staff to determine if or not they would like to participate in collaborative conferencing, and then if or not, which professional organization would represent them. And so Mr. Walling and I have met a couple times. Our recommendation for the committee, Ms. Amy Amos, who is RCA president, Dr. Nikki Fields, who is one of our coordinators, she would be representing management, Connie Hogan, a board member who would be representing management, and Ms. Ashley Schnetzler, who would be representing teaching staff. Again, this meeting will be, this group will meet, they'll schedule the questioning process, and then they'll report back to us at our December meeting. So with your approval, we'll establish that committee as a special committee.
Any discussion or questions regarding the proposed committee?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve the committee as presented by Mr. Jeff White.
Second.
Second by Mr. Stephen Ayers. All those in favor make it known by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. And now on to the LEA compliance report.
Members, each year the State Department of Education asks that we sign to the best of our knowledge that we are in compliance. I'm reading from the second paragraph that we're in compliance with all federal, state education laws, State Board of Education rules, and we ask our department heads, we ask each of those to check carefully with documents and check throughout to make sure that we are either in compliance or we have waivers for anything that we may be out of compliance with. We've checked with our staff, and on 2 occasions they have all verified that within their departments, to the best of their knowledge and the best of their ability, we are in compliance with those federal and state laws. You see that we've indicated that by clicking bullet 1, and so this does require board approval, and we are required to submit that by the end of the month.
Do we have discussion or a motion by the board to submit by the end of the month as presented?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Stephen Ayers. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Jeff White.
Before we vote, I just had a discussion, kind of came to my mind. With the voucher program, do we know if other organizations, private schools that now receive taxpayer dollars have to do the same document?
I would doubt that seriously. I think charter schools do, and I think there is some debate on whether or not a charter school is a public entity or not. But
I just find it interesting. I wonder what would happen if we didn't do it.
I'm not aware of any private schools that are required to complete this document.
Yeah, I mean, I know we had some discussion before. I just think it's interesting. Taxpayer dollars are being used to organizations that don't have to comply by the same rules that we do. And at some point, I'd like to say no and see what they would do. But that's just me talking. So it's interesting that taxpayer dollars can be used with 2 different sets of rules, and our lawmakers seem to not have a problem with that. Just my soapbox there. One day somebody will challenge it.
Right.
Thank you,
Sorry.
Mr. Rice. No, you're good. Any further discussion? We have got a motion for submittal by the end of this month by Mr. Ayers, second by Mr. Jeff White. All those in favor, make it known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0.
I think next time we'll vote no. And we all-
Now, was Mr. Rice wanting to make a motion? Was you wanting to
I
make a
should have
motion?
thought about that a little bit more. We might have done that.
Scott Langer recorded he voted under duress.
Right. Okay, on to transportation and facilities. We've got some applications for campus construction projects.
Board members, even though this is listed on your agenda as 4 separate projects, let me go back and explain. We've had a request from a church that meets at East Robertson High School, and I know we had approved this last year, and you'd ask us to kind of have a discussion with the members and the leadership of Life Center Church about their use of our facilities, and we've had that discussion. I think they're to the point they are purchasing land and they're ready to start doing some construction there in their own facility. However, they've requested and mentioned to us that they need another year to go through that process, which I certainly understand that, construction and everything. So we have calculated how much space that they would need to use for their church. And again, they meet regularly at East Robertson High School and have done so, it's my understanding, for several years. And last year, in lieu of paying the rental fees, they had taken care of 2 or 3 campus construction projects, which was an offset of the fees that they'd done. So tonight, after again some conversation, Mr. Searles has had a lot of conversation with Principal Cook as well as with the leadership of Life Center Church, and in lieu of the fees they have requested and Ms. Cook has approved, the 4 construction projects that you see, the 4 additions to her campus that you see. And I don't know if it's easier just to take these as one, because it's really it's an entire set of grouping of these projects that would go together to offset the costs of what we would charge as a rental expense for that building. So let me just touch on these very carefully. Item 8A on page 50, they are requesting, with the consent of East Robertson High School, to install vape detectors in certain banks of restrooms, and you see those outlined on page 52. Vape detectors are in place in several of our schools, and so this would be an addition. You see the value of that project alone is $6,000 on page 50. The second project is restroom renovations, and restroom renovations on page 55. You see that there is a project for $4,000 to complete some restroom renovations for the restrooms in the stage area or behind stage area. And again, you'll see the description and the location of those those restrooms on page 57. Again, that's valued at $4,000. Project C is additional construction, additional renovation of other restrooms. You'll see the location of those restrooms on page 60, and that project is valued at $13,000. And then finally, project D, they would like to work on the concession stand restrooms out by the football field, football concession stand restrooms. That's project D. You see that project at $4,550. And so they would take care of that. They have received approval and discussed all of those projects with Mr. Corbin to make sure that they're in compliance with everything we need it to do, and it's quality work. It matches what we are doing. So you see the total cost of the proposed offset is approaching $20,000, and so that would offset the cost of their renting that facility. for the year. We have expressed to them that their usage of our facilities, they do need to be going ahead and constructing their own property. And our goal is we certainly want to be good neighbors, but we are not in the business of conducting church on a regular basis. We want to do that on special occasions with people, and we have policies and procedures in place for that. But we've shared with them the board's feelings and the board's expectation that these are all short, that the continued leasing of our facilities is a short-term process.
They already own property?
That's my understanding, so they've purchased property, yes, sir.
Any discussion by the board on these projects?
Are you seeking a motion for all four? Is that good? I make a motion to approve all four, A, B, C, and D.
Motion made by Jeff White to approve all four projects. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Connie Hogan. Any further discussion?
I'm sure, and Steve, I'll ask you, I think y'all brought this up last year when everything they're using is the same type of equipment we use.
Building grounds will be provided by the fixtures.
Okay, all right. I remember that was something that come up in the past, so that's good.
Any further questions or discussion? We have a motion and a second. All those in favor of approving all four projects on the East Robertson campus, make it known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Dr. Weeks, communications?
Board members, it's not unusual that I get some communications from the public at some point in time, and some are asked to be shared with you. But this week, this month, I have received some communication from first graders. And these are first graders at Westside, and they've asked me to share these with you. Most of them say, "Dear Dr. Weeks, thank you for our new classrooms at Westside. We will learn so much. Thank you for our new classroom. We'll learn so much there." And so I'd like to pass these around so that you can look at them. And I believe this was Miss Lynn Doris' first grade class. So you'll see just a sample of those where they are thanking the board for the work that has been completed over there. And we're very happy with the work that's been completed at Westside, and so we're making good progress on that. So that's our official communications for the month.
Wonderful, wonderful. On to the Director of Schools report.
Members, the first thing I'd like to just update you on is we had the opportunity this past week to participate in the State of the County. The Chamber of Commerce sponsors the State of the County, and get to share a time with chamber members. I think it's maybe open to the public a little bit, and the mayor shared about 30 minutes, and we shared about 30 minutes. So that was an opportunity at Springfield Baptist this past Thursday. We had a good crowd there. We told them that was just kind of a sneak peek at the state of the schools, which will be presented on March the 11th. And again, just I think that's on your calendars as a placeholder. But we're excited to share things that are going on in the school system and be able to answer several questions related to that. I had the same opportunity today for lunch on a Veterans Day program. The Robertson County Retired Teachers Association, we host them each November, and they come and have their business meeting and have a luncheon and get an update on where we are as a school system. So that took place at lunch today. There were probably 40 or so retired teachers here, so we had a good opportunity to meet with them. We are still looking at some property that I think you've been made aware of, and we're meeting with some property owners this week and meeting with Hewlett Spencer to review some due diligence work that you'd ask us to complete. Should have some information for you hopefully by the end of the week that I'll share individually with you, and then that may require some action at our December meeting, I hope. I mentioned earlier that we're looking at our legislative dinner. We're trying to get that scheduled. We'll be working on that. Beside your desk, you should find Veterans Day programs that are in our schools. Many of them, or a few tonight actually, many tomorrow and even into tomorrow night. And beside there, you'll also find, on the back of that document, you'll find our fine arts and our band and choir competition results. You'll also find our band and choir winter schedule, so you'll have an opportunity to participate in those. And then lastly, we would like to congratulate our football teams this year. We have 3 football teams from our county: Joe Burns, Springfield High, and East Robertson High, that made it through round 1 of the playoffs, and they will be competing this week. Springfield and East Robertson will both be hosting, and Joe Burns will be traveling in quite a distance from what I can tell. And with that, I think that would conclude my report. Importantly, I did want to share, and I think I've asked that you put this on your calendar as well. We're expecting some exciting news that we'll be able to share on Friday, November 21st. And if you are free that morning, we'd like for you to travel with us to some of our schools. We're anticipating that some of our schools will receive reward school status. We're very excited about that and excited about the opportunity to be in those schools. And we also hope to have some very good district updates that we'd like to share with you on that's under review until November 21st. But that'll be a Friday morning. We'll share some details with you, and I'd like to travel to some of our schools and congratulate those staff and students for their work.
Thank you, Dr. Weeks. At this time, I'll open the floor for any old business. Do we have any new business?
I don't know if it's really old or new business, but on this attendance report, do you think we could add a snapshot of the overall district or percentage of attendance instead of, yeah, my school's great. It keeps me from doing a bunch of math.
I think we can add that pretty easily, yes, sir.
Any other old or new business? Hearing none, we'll move on to comments by board members. Ms. Connie, if you'll lead us off tonight.
Well, I don't think I have to tell these guys this because, I'm very excited about West Side. I went last week and looked at it, and it just blows my mind what that cafeteria looks like. Of course, it's a brand new cafeteria now, and I'm thinking, man, these kids, it's just unreal.
It's not underground.
It is not. It is not. It is very nice. So, the classrooms, it's all not finished yet, but it's getting there. And I was just so excited that I just hate we didn't do it sooner because the kids and the teachers both deserve it. So anyway, and then I was going to tell you, of course, y'all are going to think this is, yeah, right, yeah, I'm sure you did this. I just thought I was going to pick out a PD to go listen to for a little bit last week, And so naturally, I picked out first grade, and it was math. That was a whole different language from what I taught. I was like, what in the world are they talking about? It's just changed so much. But it was really good. I thought they did a great job. And then I went the next day and kind of visited with some teachers, parent-teacher conferences, some teachers that weren't busy. I stopped and talked to them and, just expressed how much I appreciate what they all do. So that was good too. Okay, I'm done.
All right. Mr. White?
No comments.
No comments tonight. Mr. Rice?
Not much. I think on West Side, I think we have a ceremony on the 14th, this Friday, 3:30, I believe. So
it's 8:30.
Did I miss that up?
No, that's the email said 3:30.
Okay,
but
the
it's
invitation.
8:30.
8:30 a.m.
Yes.
Got you. Okay. I'm glad I said that. That's all I have. Just looking forward to that.
All right. Mr. Ayers?
Really proud of the group of teachers we were able to recognize tonight. That's a great group, and to be at that level, they're doing life-changing work, and I really appreciate that. I appreciate all our teachers, but man, that was some stellar work they did. Thank you to my daughter Elsie and her friends for keeping me up to date on the blizzard today and seeing it. I really thought we should have called it, but they pulled it out. They made it, so. But thank y'all.
Thank you, sir. I'll be brief since I'm the one standing between everybody and getting out in this nice warm weather. Speaking of West Side, Ms. Hogan, I will tell you, I was brand new to the board when we started that project, and I'd just like to pass my appreciation along for you suggesting that we go walk that school. It's pretty eye-opening. I'm glad we got that project done, but I know that started with you and your suggestion to actually go take a look, so thank you for that. The only other thing I have, to anybody within earshot, if you're a veteran, thank you very, very much for your service. If I know we've got a handful of these throughout the county. If you're a veteran who also chose outside of the military a career in education, thank you doubly. I don't know if that's a servant's heart or a glutton for punishment or what that may be, but we owe you, a tremendous amount of thanks for that. So thanks for all the people that have chosen that path. Other than that, I don't have anything. Is there anything else by the board for tonight? We will be adjourned.
He held us a little longer.